What's up, everybody? Hey. I look like I'm, I don't know. I think it's Sylvester Stallone in Paradise Alley. I'm Don McDangelo, though, and this is adfreeshows.com. This is, let me get the logo. Boom. Rumor and Innuendo. Rumor and Innuendo, and we are live, as we are, per usual, every Monday through Friday. Robert Karpelis is not here. He is celebrating Thanksgiving week, making his trip up to New York City. Woo-wee! One of them city slickers. So he's going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I will be here today, and I will be here tomorrow as well. Will not be here Thursday for Thanksgiving, obviously. Might try to be for that. I probably won't on Friday, just a heads up. So tomorrow will be my Survivor Series preview. Happy to engage with all of you and interact with folks. Let's get some hellos in here. Triple E says, y'all see Dom Mysterio made ESPN #1 under 30 pro wrestler. He's a future world champion for sure. I'll talk about that a little bit here. Thanks for reminding me actually about that, because I thought that was a very interesting list. Johnny Disco says, hello, R&I. Will R-Truth be the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion? Talk about that too. There's a lot to cover today regarding Raw and all that stuff. So Wrestling Old Head says, howdy to you all. Miz as Biker Pee-wee from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is great. Can't wait for him to knock over the Final Testament's bikes. That's pretty funny. I love that movie. I really enjoy that movie. I mean, I liked it as a kid, but you go back and watch it, and there's a lot of funny tongue-in-cheek humor in that too. Very funny. Shut up, Francis. Let's see what else we got here. Dom, Tony D wants a word with you. That's right. Come on, Tony. You didn't invite me to Philadelphia. RVD invited me to Philly, not Tony D. So we got a problem. We got a bit of an issue. We'll talk it over on Thanksgiving, though. All right. I'm making some weird faces today. So Devin Dallin says, hey, yo, Solo Dom show. You know, we're going OT today. You are going OT today. That's happening. It's kind of my trend when Robert's around. The nut running the nut house. So here we go. Let's talk a little bit. Let's start with that 30 under 30 list. I thought it was pretty well covered. I did make my own top 5 when it comes to 30. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. But I think Dom's a respectable #1 for sure. Do I think he is #1? No, but he is in my top 5, no doubt about it, because what he's been able to do. I mean, everybody, sure, he's Rey Mysterio's son, but nobody would have ever predicted that he would have been a top heel for WWE, but he has done it, and he's done a very good job at it. So I think 1 is a fair spot for him. But here's my under 30 top 5. You guys ready? MJF, #1. I think there's so much of an argument that can be made that he, in a lot of ways, carries MLW. Not MLW. Oh my gosh. Freudian slip there, maybe. Carries All Elite Wrestling. Because he is like, they haven't done him right since he's returned. His whole angle with Adam Cole was bungled, but he had a very admirable world title run. And, despite running the balance between babyface and heel, I think MJF really shows he's already showing. And the simple fact that he's not been on television kind of tells you that he is the top wrestler under 30, because he's already making waves outside of wrestling. So he knows how to work, he knows how to talk, and he knows how to cross over. So for that simple reason, MJF is #1 on my list. And I think he should be on the list on ESPN's too. #2, Rhea Ripley. Hands down, top women's star in pro wrestling right now. And absence makes the heart grow fonder. She did she got hurt. She had to relinquish her women's championship. Brought up a new star, big new top heel in Liv Morgan, who's been running with it since and doing a great job with it, and just cultivated this whole other storyline. Her being able to find her groove and get in that uh transcend pro wrestling. So women's wrestling, there's always this distinction that's been going on throughout the years is, hey, there's men's wrestling and then there's women's wrestling. She has blurred those lines when it comes to that. She is a talent that has been well gone above and beyond, and can main event any show that she's on, I would think. And you would not miss a beat. Me and Rob Van Dam, we talk about how Rob, during 2001 when he made his return, quote unquote, to WWE as in the Invasion angle, how they put the Hardcore Championship on. And Rob was talking about how much he appreciated the fact that he got to run with that Hardcore title because he turned it into something that was more. It was more than a joke title. It was more than the 24/7 ball pit hijinks that Crash Holly did. No offense to Crash because he was fun, but Rob really established that title. And Rob talked about how he could main event. He was main eventing shows with that Hardcore Championship on live events and everything like that. So I think Rhea kind of, now she doesn't have the championship at the time now, but she cuts that from that mold where it's pretty, she is a star. She is a star. So Rhea was number 2 on my list, and for good reason. Number 3, Braun Breaker. Now, he was down below. He was on the next. I was looking at Chris Van Vliet's Instagram where I caught this list. So I swiped over it. I think he was on the second page. Braun, I think Braun was number 11. If somebody wants to help me out, if somebody has the list, feel free to say some names too, by the way, if you think somebody was off the list that should have been higher on the list. But Braun Breaker was my number 3 for good reason. I think WWE sees a lot in him already. And that is telling. He's already the Intercontinental Championship. He was boosted up from NXT, and they've been positioning it. They've been very careful with him, but allowing him to show his personality at the same time too. So, and we got a little bit of evidence from that on Raw this week when it comes to him going up against a heel and Ludwig Kaiser. They know they have something very valuable with Braun, and Braun is really taking the ball and run with it to make a pun about his past football career. So Braun is a top talent. Braun will be a top star across the board in pro wrestling. So I think he deserved to be in the top 3. So he was my number 3. Number 4. Are you ready for this? Dom. It is Dom. I already explained some reasonings why Dom should be one of the top wrestlers under 30, and he is. ESPN granted him the number 1. I think, though, maybe too, that's like, hey, Dom is the hot hand right now. He is. I mean, like, he's contributed so much when it comes to, you think about a Rhea Ripley, when it comes to a Liv Morgan, when it comes to the dynamic of adding that chicken S heel. When it comes to WWE, you get a lot of the badass heels. And this is across the board in wrestling. You get a lot of the badass heels. You get a lot of the, kind of the anti-hero heels in certain ways. The cowardly heel is becoming a lost act in a lot of ways. Dominic is fully embracing that. So I think he rightfully deserves to be in the top 5. That you can, as ESPN made an argument that he is number 1. And a lot of this is so interchangeable when it comes to this stuff. But I put him at 4 on my list. Number 5. I'm kind of surprised, too. I thought he was over 30, but it's going to be Logan Paul. I think, he is, I think, again, we talk about chicken S heels. He is one of those, too. And he gets it very quickly, and has elevated the WWE product. Whether you like him or not, he is a great heel. He did a great job with that United States Championship, made it feel valuable, took it wherever he went. And again, I think that tie-in with Prime Energy and everything or Prime drinks. I love Prime, by the way. Big fan. Want it to be a sponsor. But I think he's done so much for WWE. And makes that feel much more like the mothership brand that it already is. I think he adds to that, and I think he does a great job at embracing that heel persona. I would have put him higher. I would have, but uh, how he goes about learning his mat, and he seems like he is a natural. He's a natural, but uh, his matches are very, very, very much rehearsed, and taken to the T. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think, because he does a good job at conveying that. I think that kind of factored me in and putting him down at the bottom of the 5, but hey, he's still top 5. Some people I will note that didn't get I'm just looking at some comments here. Wrestling Old Head says Braun Breaker could be number 2, and I agree with you too. You like Dom so much because you have the same name. It is. We kind of do. His ends with a K, mine ends with a C. So I'm a big fan of his father, though. I will say that. I did interview Rey Mysterio before, so talked about RVD. Anywho, some people who I thought were kind of low on the list that should have been a little bit more higher. Jamie Hayter. She was at 27, I think. I don't know if they're factoring in the year. I guess they are factoring in the year, right? They are. So I could make an exception for that then. But if I'm thinking about the star potential and what the thought was about her, I think she could have been a little bit higher up than 27. Help me out, guys. I was watching Raw and I didn't think about this person on the list, but I believe he is under 30, and I believe he wasn't on the list. I'm actually looking at Chris Van Vliet's page again, so I can make sure. Where is this at here? Okay. So yes, Wrestling Ops. I should credit them for posting the list that ESPN did. Tiffany Stratton's kind of low at 18. I think she should be higher. I would put her absolutely in the top 10. Absolutely. I'd put yes, absolutely. Some of these names now. Shota Umino. Nah, not top 10. Not top 10. Kyle Fletcher could be a little bit higher, I think. But I think he's fairly positioned in certain ways. Mariah May was number 5. I think that's fair. Toni Storm, number 3. Now, I will say Toni Storm, yeah. I couldn't believe she's under 30. I thought the way she handles herself, she feels like she's over 30. But I think, what do I want to say about her? That she certainly could do it. She certainly could be considered in the top 5. Absolutely. She'd probably be my number 6, to be honest, simply because of the fact that she is a big star. She helps to get AEW over much in the way that MJF does on the men's side of things. But I do think that they didn't use her as well as possibly. And now she's off television. I think the build and the story, I guess I can kind of go back on that a little bit because they did a great job with the Mariah May feud and stuff like that. But to really position her as a top act, I think the women's division overall in AEW has been underserved. And that's been to the detriment of all their talent that they have there, from Toni Storm, who is top of the game there, to Mercedes Moné, to you name it. And the aforementioned Jamie Hayter, who just came back from injury too. So I would put her at number 6. That's Toni Storm. Let me think here. Looking. Yeah, Braun Breaker is number 11. Jamie Hayter, 27. Okay. All right. Now I need to confirm this. Guys, is Julius Creed. Julius Creed is under 30. He's got to be. And I think that's a big disservice to a talent. Let's see. Creed brothers. Julius Creed. Looking him up. Oh, no. Take it back. Sorry. He is not. He is 30 years old, so he is off the list. I was going to say he should be on that list, and he should be pretty high up there, but he is not there. So that's what it is. You nailed it, Triple E. Why are you dressed like a Home Alone villain? I literally just came through the door. It's cold up in Pittsburgh. It's like 50-something. It's windy. So I had my gloves on, and I just did not take them off. I am like the Sticky Bandits or the Wet Bandits, if you will. So, yeah, Takeshita, he's definitely up there. Probably 7. I would put him at 7, and then maybe Kyle Fletcher at 8 then after that. So Tony Storm 6, Takeshita at 7. Who did I just say? Fletcher at 8. That's my top 8. All right. So there we go. I thought that was an interesting list. Obviously, all those, they will always cultivate conversation. That's what ESPN's looking for, and you can't blame them. It's stuff to talk about. But MJF's my number 1, and yeah, that's my top 5. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments. Be sure, if you're tuning in live, to like, subscribe to ad-free shows, or to Rumor and Innuendo YouTube channel. Anything like that. And hey, guys, this week everybody's feeling pretty hungry, right? It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's kind of saving up, trying to eat healthy too at the same time before the big Thanksgiving meal comes to fruition on Thursday if you're from the United States of America. But you know what? I always like cereal. And as a kid, I loved eating cereal. But as an adult, I don't want all that sugar. And most cereals don't give me the protein that I need. Then I found Magic Spoon, a nostalgically delicious cereal that tastes just like my childhood favorites, but without the sugar and with a ton of protein. If you're already a Magic Spoon fan, I have big news. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are so delicious, and they have already become my favorite before and after a gym snack. They are perfect because I really like the frosted ones. And it's like simple. It's like almost like a Rice Krispie treat in a certain way, but you get the protein fix that you need. You feel good after a workout or before a workout, and you don't feel bogged down either after you eat sugar. Listen, I had some Ben and Jerry's over the weekend. I love Ben and Jerry's, but I felt like crap afterwards. I really did. It was awful. Might have been the 3 Moscow Mules I had in tandem with that, but Magic Spoon does not make you feel that way. The cereal is great. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa, and there are so many more. I just like the frosted ones. Plain and simple, I like the frosted ones. I also really like just the peanut butter straight up because I mix it in with yogurt, anything like that. Bam, man, good, filled up feeling afterwards, everything like that. And like I said, the treats, Magic Spoon's brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, and they are an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores too, with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. So get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/rumor, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/rumor for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. All right. So there we go. Let's talk a little bit of Monday Night Raw. Let's look there. I got to pull up the results. I watched it. I did not write anything down as per usual. I'm an organized mess. So let me make sure I get things in the right order here, because there is some good stuff to talk about with Raw. It's pre-taped. Listen, I'm okay with that. Obviously for several reasons, because it's cool to see WWE give the talent finally a little vacation when it's necessary, like this stuff, like Thanksgiving. You want to be with family, you want to be with friends, whether if you're not around family, everything like that. So WWE giving them this opportunity to take it easy around the holidays instead of really hitting nose with the grindstone. I know Thanksgiving's always been a pro wrestling tradition, certain things like that. And maybe at some point here, you can kind of find the balance of where that comes from. But I think WWE has the benefit of Survivor Series. So, like the fact that it's something to look forward to after Black Friday, after Thanksgiving. So there's a lot to speak of when it comes to this stuff being pre-taped. And yeah, you just got to go out of your way to avoid spoilers, which is fine because I can do a pretty good job. And WWE's done a good job with this. I don't look at social media. I've been on, knock on wood, I've been on a streak of not having any of these pre-taped spoilers be ruined for me since they've started doing it. So good for them. So Listen, okay, wanted to talk about this. And this has been kind of a big topic when it comes to how Gunther has been handled. Now, obviously, he got the tummy punch last week and was kind of down for the count. But I I actually really like what they're doing here. I on both sides of it for Gunther and for Damian Priest. I have a little bit of bias when it comes to Damian Priest because I I love how he loves Scott Hall, and Scott Hall's my all-time favorite. So I really do I want Damian Priest to succeed, but he gives that cool factor much like Scott Hall into it, where it's like, and I think he's really doing a good job in this confident babyface role. Now you have Gunther who is questioning what he's doing, questioning his time as a champion, and he's taking it out on Damian Priest. But Damian Priest is really poking the bear when it comes to Gunther. So I think and this opening segment was great for all of those reasons. Um, I think that Damian Priest laid it into Gunther verbally, and that's what you wanted. Gunther got so upset that he ended up, uh, oh my God, sucker punching Damian Priest with the microphone and going on the attack. But still, Damian Priest got the better of him and Razor's Edge him through a table, a commentary table on top of it. And so people have been questioning like this is not the best way to handle your champion. Robert's on that side of things. I don't agree with that. I think this is great because you are going to see probably you're going to see Gunther get a definitive win against Damian Priest, and then the series is tied 2-2. Right? Am I right on that, or is that 1-1? Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong on that because Priest lost. Either way, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. You do want to make sure Gunther is established and stuff like that. And I think you need to tell a little bit of this story of Gunther questioning himself and things like that, where it's just like he does it and then he's confident. And maybe he does it in a cheating way. Maybe it isn't as definitive. And I think that's a good way to handle it too, because he's a heel. He's he's gonna find an underhanded way to win, probably. He doesn't want Ludwig Kaiser's help, who we'll talk about here in a second. But I think it's a good thing. I think it's good. I really like this opening segment. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to look at comments here. Oh, sweet. Yeah, check it out. Get Blitzed. Devin Dowling. Yes, if you guys are familiar, go to get-blitz.com, use promo code RVD and get a little discount, 15% off. All right. I'm not liking the Gunther angle, says Johnny Disco, but I'll give it time to see where it goes. They might prove me wrong. Do like Priest going for it again, though. I think this is a lot more of a focus on Gunther than it is on Priest. I think they are telling this story of Gunther. They need to give you a little bit of a ride with Gunther because, and I think Priest is a good way to kind of do this because, they match each other from a physical size standpoint. They do have a history with one another. And for Gunther to get a big win against Priest here kind of sets him more on the upswing of everything, where it's like, hey, I was unconfident, or maybe he won't even acknowledge it. And that's what a heel should do. Is that maybe he'll get an underhanded win of some sort. Maybe he'll get a definitive win. And either way, that'll get at the fans because he's either right or he's wrong. And I think that's a good way to build him up to potentially John Cena, maybe during WrestleMania season. I know Razor was clawing out my leg a little bit ago, Triple E, so he might be around. He's on the opposite chair over here. If he gets near me, I'll grab him and pop him up on screen. Priest says, "You literally never been in the ring with someone like me. He was literally in the ring with you at SummerSlam." Maybe he means this new Damian Priest, this new lease on life Damian Priest. Gunther wins. Priest raised the title. Usually when the challenger does that, they lose. Yeah, I think it's pretty well indicated. I mean, it's well indicated. We're not going to get Priest won't win this. It's not going to happen. I think they were really building. Let me pull this up. This is all courtesy of Wrestling Headlines, is where I'm getting all these results, by the way. So shout out to them. Joshua Lopez in particular. I give people some shout outs. I want to just touch upon some things here. Creed Brothers get the win, so that's good. I think you need a little bit of stuff like that. Obviously, it's just kind of like a lower thing. when it comes to stuff. Uh, Gable turns Mysterio's mask over and helps them get the win there with that. So we get aspects of that. We get a little preview on the Paul Heyman stuff, which was great and really compelling with CM Punk. So Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser. This was awesome. We get Ludwig Kaiser winning by a disqualification, but man, I think this speaks to what Ludwig Kaiser is capable of doing. I think he's that moment where Braun ran around the ring and went to spear Ludwig Kaiser into the table and missed. Ludwig Kaiser, just him like kind of missing that, avoiding danger, and then him resting there holding his ribs and then kind of grinning. He's great. He is great. There's going to be a lot to speak of when it comes to Ludwig Kaiser down the line. I don't think that he should go unnoted because I really like the work that he is doing. And I think he's a great heel. Talking about another chicken S heel. So we got some good chicken S heels now in WWE. So we got Logan Paul. We got Dominic Mysterio. We got Ludwig Kaiser. All good stuff. OG Bloodline. We get a little segment with that. I think that's kind of fun. It's cool. This is some good wrestling stuff when it comes to building. Roman's not there. CM Punk's not there. Two of the biggest stars out of this whole angle and stuff like that. And so them not being there, but Sammy, Jay, and Jimmy representing everybody, I think it's a good way to build towards what they have planned for on SmackDown here and the intentions that CM Punk has with Roman Reigns. Let's see here. War Raiders versus Judgment Day. This was good stuff. I like this new version of the War Raiders, making them, humanizing them instead of these Viking Raiders and this whole BS with the Valhalla, not the person, but the whole vibe of it all. I think this is a good route to take them. You got to humanize them. You got to make them seem like some ass kickers that you can kind of relate with, and they're big dudes, so it's not like everybody's like that. But I like this new take on the War Raiders. But I think this was a good win for Judgment Day. We don't see them defend these titles too much, so them getting a win like this underhandedly is perfectly fine. Very fun way. McDonough gets the pinfall and then like collapses outside. It was great stuff. I liked that finish to this match. Karrion Kross and Wyatt 6 stuff with The Miz and Scarlett. It makes sense to do this from a story point. And, Scarlett gets attacked backstage by Nikki Cross off camera. So it adds to the horror element of it all. And they did a very nice job with the camera work of setting it up. I think there's more to do with it, though. I think that you can do a little bit more with this and have some more creepy fun. It would be neat because they took out Paul Ellering. Be neat for them, like if Scarlett got taken out, like one by one, these people go down, and then it's down to Miz and Karrion Kross, and they have to go up against the Wyatt 6 and reap what they sow. So that's good stuff here. Hey, let's talk about it's the angle of the night. It is. This New Day stuff has been really good. So we have New Day. They seem to patch things up like they do on kind of a regular occasion. They try to get on the same page and everything like that, but they're in gorilla position and they're like, hey, I'm sorry. They see this awesome video package for New Day when it comes to them, Big E, Kofi, and Xavier. And then the Xavier's like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Let's just put this all behind us. And Kofi's like, yeah, man, let's do it. Let's have a good match. And let's get ready to celebrate next week on Raw for the 10-year anniversary. Well, things don't go as planned. They lose. Xavier Woods gets pinned by Alpha Academy. Good to see Alpha Academy get a win. It's like they're just floating. They've been floating ever since this Chad Gable breakup. So Tozawa does a high senton splash, which was great. Gets the win off Xavier. And then, boom, the top blows off. We see this all go down backstage. Man, really, really compelling stuff. Words get said. That would get said between family members. When it comes to like, well, you did this, and just cutting to the core of one another here. Really, really building the tension, building the anger, building. The fans were chanting fight. You were hearing it. You were hearing it off camera and stuff like that. And they both did an excellent job at really poking one another and really cutting to the core at one another and what their careers were like over this course of 10 years. Now, the expectation will be 10-year anniversary. They're going to see one another. They really showed Big E in this video package too. So one would have to assume Big E will be there. Yeah, how could he not, right? So he is he going to play Peacemaker? I think he will. I think he will play Peacemaker. I don't want to see this be a happy ending though. I don't want to see New Day patch things up. I don't. I think they've really built a great job for Xavier Woods here. Xavier Woods has been the crux of this. Kofi Kingston's obviously the baby face in this situation when it comes to everything, trying to be the balance and the moral compass of things. But, Karrion Kross planted those seeds into Xavier Woods' heads about what his whole career has kind of been like. And then Kofi really hit him with everything tonight or last night. So it will be great. And I think this might be in the mind. Obviously, it's up to Triple H and up to the writing team and everything like that at WWE. But I think this will play into the minds of, I think Kofi and Big E at the same time are looking out for Xavier Woods here. This is Xavier Woods' big moment. What kind of bigger moment would you get? Everybody hugs. It's a happy ending in the ring for the 10 years. Bam. Big E's celebrating, Kofi celebrating, Xavier celebrating until Xavier finally to get to his Dragon Ball Z fandom. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan as a preface, but I do know about it where he goes Vegeta, full Vegeta, and takes out the Goku, takes out Piccolo. Hey, see, I know what I'm doing. And then they, boom, you have Xavier Woods have this history-making moment for him, potentially for WWE too. Like, what would you do next with Xavier Woods as his heel? What kind of ride will you take him on? I really think that Big E, Kofi Kingston, they want to help out Xavier Woods. They want to make him feel like a big time there. Like Kofi said, both Big E have been WWE champions. Xavier Woods hasn't gotten that. Could you imagine down the line you have Xavier Woods somehow win the one of the world championships, and then everybody in New Day has won a world title? I think they're going to be looking out for Xavier Woods in this, both Kofi and Big E, but also the writing team and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be a big moment for Xavier Woods moving forward. That is my thoughts on that. I love. Did I miss a? I must have missed a Solo Sikoa. Did Solo Sikoa cut a promo and I just missed it? I think I did. I was watching it on Sling, so I might have overlooked the Solo Sikoa promo. This Friday, Jey Uso versus my enforcer, Jacob Fatu. Okay, so Jey Uso's taking on Jacob Fatu. That's right. And then the winner gets the advantage in the War Games. That's cool stuff. That is very cool stuff. What a match, too. Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu. You could have that on a PLE and not miss a beat with that. So, good stuff. Exciting. Listen, this whole stuff with the War Games, the promotion, the story built to it, gets you excited, not just for Thanksgiving, but that vibe, that pro wrestling vibe, that association you get when it comes to pro wrestling and Thanksgiving. I think this War Games match is delivering on all this. Makes it feel special. I'm excited for this on Sunday. It's at 6 p.m. too. Yes, I think so. Big E returned just for Xavier to beat them both up. Yes, Devin, I think so. I think that's how it should happen. That's my opinion, I think. But yeah, I think that was great stuff. But this whole thing with Survivor Series has been awesome. So we have Bianca Belair and Nia Jax in the main event for the War Games Advantage match. Bianca Belair wins, gets the pinfall with help from Bayley. Nice way to close out the show. Shows that you're going to have, they did do a taping because you think the stuff after the fact when it comes to Raw and everything that they did do another taping after Raw. Am I mistaken, or am I just thinking of SmackDown? So did I say Saturday, Triple E? I did mean Saturday at 6 p.m. So, but yeah, I thought Raw was good. I thought it was a nice little build. I think to really stick the landing, we'll see what happens on SmackDown and get people excited for Survivor Series this weekend. Fun stuff. I did say Sunday. Thank you. Maybe I'm just used to saying Sunday all the time. But yes, I think they did a great job. I really like what WWE's doing here. Um, Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I will be covering. I will make my Survivor Series predictions. I will also preview uh preview Dynamite, the Dynamite. We'll see how they got some stuff to follow up on with some of this stuff because that finish at the pay-per-view was not good. Not good. So I think they need to do something here. I think we need to either see a Kenny Omega appearance, return, Shane McMahon showing up. That's it. Like I think you have to have something happen because this angle is not working. What they're doing. I made this comparison yesterday. A loose comparison, but AEW. If you guys listen to like Colin Cowherd or his podcast or The Herd, that's on the volume. Colin always makes analogies when it comes to certain things, and he finds some very fascinating analogies when it comes to football and what you can get out of certain things, like life relationships, certain things like that. Well, AEW here cannot be afraid to pivot away from this if it is not working. They have to, if they are not delivering on this angle, which they haven't been, there's been so many different holes with it. You need to pivot away. And there's certain ways you can do that. You can have the Hurt Syndicate supersede the Death Riders. You can have them supersede everybody. Make the Hurt Syndicate your big faction. Hey, you have another big faction physically in AEW when it comes to the Don Callis family. Have them take everybody out if you want to pivot away from this, if this is not working. Because right now it isn't working. This is not compelling. The most compelling stuff is what they have going on with the Hurt Syndicate and MVP Hey Now business cards. Who will be a part of that thing? What will he take over? Make that your thing. Bobby Lashley they're trying to clearly establish Bobby Lashley as a top star for them with that win over Swerve. Don't be afraid to pivot. That's my thoughts on this. Devin Dallin says, is Rumor and Innuendo your own personal show that ad-free shows pays you to view, or is it an ad-free show that you also stream on the RNI YouTube? So Rumor and Innuendo is a part of ad-free shows. So Rumor and Innuendo has its own YouTube channel, but we go live on YouTube, ad-free shows YouTube as well. So we are part of the ad-free shows umbrella. This is a daily ad-free shows show, is Rumor and Innuendo. Hope that makes sense. So yes, this is not my own personal show. This is not Robert's own personal show. We're part of ad-free shows. So we're tag team partners. We're part of the Conrad faction, if you will, so to speak. So that is that. Let me get into a couple of ad reads here too. I need to be sure to do that. It's kind of important. But guys, should be exciting. Yes. Feel free tomorrow. What I want to do as well is I want to make sure that that we do certain things when it comes to Survivor Series and having a good time with it. I want everybody tuning in. If you're going to tune in tomorrow, while I give the Survivor Series preview, I would also like to get your guys' ultimate all-time Survivor Series team. That means what I plan for is I want to hear what four wrestlers? Is it four? Yeah, let's do four. What four wrestlers would you all pair up in a team? A Survivor Series team. And it could be anybody. It could be anybody living, deceased. I want to hear your ultimate Survivor Series team tomorrow. That's what I want to hear and get a little bit of feedback on all that stuff because listen, I love Survivor Series. One of my favorite pay-per-views. I think and just them embracing the Thanksgiving weekend really adds to all that stuff. But you know what? You do typically when you go to these Thanksgiving occasions, might be with your girlfriend's family, might be with your wife's family, might be with your whole family. Either way, you got to dress nice. You got to look good. You got to look good. And I tell you what will help you look good is True Classic. So I love True Classic. They sent me and Robert packs of stuff to the t-shirts. Robert got the sweatpants. I got a pair of jeans, but they make you look good. They fit your body so well. If you're trying to get back in shape, it's the perfect kind of t-shirt for you because they accentuate your upper body, but they hide anything that you're kind of working on still. So if you're gonna splurge a little bit this Thanksgiving week, that's okay. But it's a good motivator. So they have the best selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. They're trusted by over 4 million customers and 200,000 plus reviews. They're 100% perfect fit guarantee and easy returns too. So I have the black one. I have like a dark gray. I think I have like a dark brown too. So really toned down, but they have several different colors you can choose from, and you can pick it. The fun thing is you can pick and choose. And right now they have a Black Friday sale going on that is very much big time, and you can get some great discounts on there. So you want to help out the show, you can go. The holidays are here, and True Classics ultra comfortable, perfect fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you. And hey, maybe the men in your life. If you're a lady, tuning in. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during this huge holiday sale. Just go to our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/rumor and save. That's trueclassic.com/rumor. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. End the year with the holiday cheer, thanks to True Classic. I bet Robert took some True Classic to his up to New York to party down with his family. Hey, football too. Thanksgiving tradition. We're talking about wrestling being a Thanksgiving tradition. NFL football, Madden, boom, has some big Thanksgiving tradition. So, wondering who will be diving into the stuffing less than 2 times, or who will be eating more than 3 pieces of pie on Thanksgiving? Then you got to play Pick 6 from DraftKings. Your shot to turn a little cash into a lot. So it's super simple to get started. First, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, now available in Texas, California, and more. So then select between 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like yards, touchdowns, sacks, and more. So Cowboys are obviously competing. The Dolphins, I believe, are competing against the Lions. Do you think Tua Tagovailoa will throw for over a certain amount of yards, under a certain amount of yards, over a certain amount of touchdowns, under a certain amount of touchdowns? You can make that pick. So, and for all-time first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers pay $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. So download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code RUMOR. That's code RUMOR for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 is not available everywhere, including New York, Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Yes. So be sure to use promo code RUMOR. Listen, I love football. It adds a whole nother element to Thanksgiving. We, as kids, it was just me, my degenerate brother Marcus, and my mom and my dad, and a bunch of dogs and cats in the house. We'd eat Thanksgiving, and we'd have football on the screen. So what a time to be together with family and everything like that and have a good time doing all that stuff. As far as anything else goes, trying to think. Love to get more feedback too on what you think about the under 30 list. I don't know. I think they did a respectable job and they covered a lot of bases with it. But overall, I think there's a little bit more that I made a few adjustments, obviously. So if you're just tuning in, you can go back and listen to the episode. But hey, I mean, can't escape the classic Blue Chew going on, right? So does Blue Chew work? If you're asking that question, we want you to know that Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a month free. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you've approved, you'll receive a prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the US of A. And prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. Does it work? Do you think you need it? Try it free for a month and see. You're going to love it. So your partner is going to love it too. So Blue Chew wants to make men rock hard. They told me that's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. Till every 10 is pitched, till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for our audience. Try Blue Chew free. Just pay $5 shipping at checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Rumor and Innuendo. Okay, let's see if we have any feedback here in the comments. Marcus is not under 30 years old, so he will not be on the list, Triple E. Mark, I don't want to spoil his age, but he is not. He's a little over 30. Let's just say that. He is my younger brother, though, so I'm older than him. Devin Dallin says, Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Matt Morgan, Albert, and Nathan Jones. Oh, boy. I know you're teasing, Devin. I want to hear your real list tomorrow. Yes, Johnny Disco, any era. You pair anybody up. Any four guys or gals that you want put together on your Survivor Series team would be fine. Let's see. All right. Age is just a number. I would rather, this is Derek Hubbard, by the way. This is just a number. I'd rather look at it as new talent on the rise. For me, MJF is young, but I fear he has peaked. No, I think there's more on the vine when it comes to MJF. Whether that happens in AEW or WWE will remain to be seen, but there's certainly more. I think we're just scratching the surface with MJF, to be honest. I think he's kind of hit a lull from a creative standpoint when it comes to how AEW has handled him, but he's already has that crossover potential. So if he goes away, if he leaves wrestling and becomes a big Hollywood star, or even just on the level of a John Cena, even, I mean, John Cena's kind of a notable Hollywood name at this juncture, but he gets to that kind of level and stuff like that, and he comes back into wrestling, he's going to be a big deal. And even if he doesn't, the fact that you see him under a WWE umbrella eventually will really speak a lot. So obviously he's tied with MLW for probably an extended period of time. So he's locked in there. AEW's got to do justice by him, though. They're not really doing justice in certain ways. Obviously, they're giving him the freedom to do this, the Hollywood stuff and everything. But you need him on your television product, too, at some point or another. So once they get him back, they better make the most of him. So Derek says, will remain to be seen. I think his work ethic will cripple his long-term success. I think he's got a good work ethic, Derek. I think he does. I've followed MJF since his days in MLW, and even maybe a little bit before that, because I saw him at New Orleans, WrestleMania, whatever that was, 34 in New Orleans. And he was working one of the shows. I can't remember. Was it House of Hardcore? I can't remember. Either way, he was there. He was jobbed out to somebody, but did a great job. Maybe he fought like Hornswoggle or something. But he always works hard. He is dedicated to the craft, and I think he's a student of the game, the old school game. I think MJF is very understated in that regard. The fact that he kind of maybe rubs people the wrong way is a good thing, because he's got that old school mentality of like, hey, you got to kind of look out for yourself creatively. You got to promote yourself in the right fashion. I think a lot of people are jealous of MJF. I think they are, and for good reason, because he's great. He's great at what he does, and I think there's more that we can see. Wrestling Old Head says, I agree, Dom. He's had like 5 Iron Man matches and didn't look blown up at all. Exactly. There's a lot to be said for MJF and the talent that he shows in the ring, on the microphone, and in front of the silver screen. All right, that'll do it for today. Hey, new RVD is up right now. Go to rvdtv.com or subscribe to One of a Kind with RVD wherever you get your damn podcast. Rob tells some great stories when it comes to Test, getting all them ladies backstage at WWE, and his friendship with the late Andrew Martin Test. Really, really good stuff there. He also covers. I thought we hit most of the big New Jack stories that he had. He had another one, really wild New Jack story he shares. He talks about the ECW WWE era, what he liked about it initially, and everything like that. So be sure to tune into that. That is available now on rvdtv.com, rvdtv.com. Like, subscribe, help out the show, and give us 5 stars on those podcast platforms too. Today, live. I will be back live on OneTrueSportTV.com and on 4HorsemenNetwork.com with none other than Greg Gagne and Magnum TA. We are going to preview. So if you want to get an early preview, you might not get all my takes. I might hold them for tomorrow, but you'll get Greg Gagne's predictions. You'll get Magnum TA's predictions for the PLE this Saturday. And we'll talk a little turkey, physically, metaphorically, and literally. So, We'll get to all that. So be sure to tune in live, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, OneTrueSportTV.com and 4HorsemenNetwork.com. You can tune in live, ask Greg, ask Magnum questions. They are great. Greg's a great time, gives some great veteran insight, and so does Magnum TA. They both keep tabs on the current product, so it's good to get their perspectives. It all ties together, folks. It all ties together. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Also, Working Stiff, there's a new one up. Robert, Scott, and Mike returns to talk not just what happened at AEW Full Gear, but they cover a lot of ground when it comes to SNL and who their favorite people were on the show throughout the course of history, and they give compelling reasons why. I won't ruin that for you. You can subscribe. It's a special episode for everybody, so go to Working Stiff and be sure to like and subscribe there. And give 5 stars to them as well. Really funny stuff. I was LOLing at a lot of the talk that happened on there. So tune into that. Thank you for everybody tuning in today. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, Triple E. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Johnny Disco. Shout out to everybody tuning in. So appreciate you guys supporting the show, helping me and Robert out, and showing that, hey, you like what we got to say. So, yes, I appreciate everybody doing that. So, on behalf of Robert, on behalf of Ad-Free Shows, on behalf of the Gobbledygooker, we thank you for tuning in, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Shut up, Francis, and tell them Large Marge sent you.